What is good, Sapphire Squad? It is your boy Jpin88 here, back at it with another channel update video. Except this time it's for the upcoming marathon I'll be starting in a few days from now. Originally, from the channel update video I did back in January, for anybody that remembers, I mentioned I was either going to post this video the beginning of June or 1 or 2 weeks before the marathon itself, though I've been busy the past couple weeks, hence why this video is being posted on a Saturday today. Long story short, I finally got all the equipment I needed, all the consoles I was hoping to get, and all the games collected. Should say vast majority, but I'll explain more in a bit later on in the video. So, to basically explain the whole summary of what this marathon is for those that are new to the channel or those that don't know, June 23rd, in a few days from now, Sonic's 35th birthday / anniversary, I'm going to be doing what I call the Sonic Speedrun Redemption Charity Marathon 2.0, where I'll be speedrunning through the entire Sonic series. But how this works is, there's going to be a thing called a category spinner, which will add 4 different various things here. The first is all the categories from the main respected leaderboards of each game. The second, all the categories from any category extension leaderboard, depending on the game if there is any category extension leaderboard, of course. The third is based on categories that I believe should potentially be a thing on the leaderboards. And the fourth is based on viewer's choice, meaning you guys get to choose what category I should run for the specific game, or runner's choice, meaning I get to choose what category I should run for the specific game. Now, first time doing this marathon was back in 2023. First person to ever do it as well, by the way. But there was certain things about the first marathon that could have been improved. More specifically was the fact that I ran through each game with just one attempt, not running certain games at my best, and on top of that, presentation wise could have been better. But now, like I mentioned, I got a complete overhaul in terms of new equipment. So firstly, it's a new microphone. Got the Shure MV6. Sounds a lot better in comparison to the previous mic I was using, which was the HyperX Quadcast. The new camera I'm currently using here, which is the Elgato Facecam MK2, just gonna show the box off here. This too is a lot better than the previous cam I was using, which was the Logitech C920. There's also the new headphones I've been using almost every day ever since I got them, which is the Bayer Dynamic DT77 Pro. And this is what the headphones look like firsthand as well. And honestly, they feel a lot better in comparison to the previous headphones I was using, which was called the Audio Technical ATH M50X. Pretty sure. I'm just trying to remember it off the top of my head. Last but certainly not least, an upgrade from using a virtual green screen I was using temporarily during the first marathon to now my first ever green screen here being the newer 2-in-1 collapsible backdrop. You can see I already have it taken out because I'm about to try it out with a background just now. Not bad, huh? Brings me to another surprise worth mentioning. This background that you see here is a preview to part of a new decked out overlay pack that I got from a cool artist I came across just a few weeks ago. Now, of course, I want to give credit and shout out to the artist, Squirrel Sensei. Honestly, such a dope artist for creating this overlay pack, plus fulfilling a special request with the transitions, which include the name of the marathon. But it's not just the overlay pack. There's also a new set of animated emotes that were made by the exact same artist, which is an exclusive to Twitch, so anybody that does have Twitch, feel free to follow me on there. Then following that as well is a complete new set of sub badges, which credit and shout out goes to the artist Mix Shop. How to spell it out, M-I-C-S-H-O-P. It did take a couple of days to do some setting up with the overlay pack and customizing brand new alerts that came with it as well. Honestly, I can't wait to show this off when it comes to day 1 because I think a lot of people are gonna like it. Speaking of which, I'm gonna take this time now to actually show off each game. Majority of them were collected from a lot of video game conventions that I went to over the past year and a half now. Some here were ones that I've still owned from my childhood, and a few of them were from online stores. And of course there's some games being digital. As much as I would have hoped to be saying that no games are going to be played on emulator, the only exception is basically Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, aka the only arcade game being played out of the collection of games here. But start things off, got all the GameCube games right here. But more specifically, Marathon's going to start off with Sonic Mega Collection, covering all the Genesis games, or at least the main 7 anyways. And then following that, I also have Sonic Adventure DX, but more specifically the minigame collection covering all the Game Gear titles. Then I'm going to shift over to the Sega Neptune, while using the Mega Everdrive for Sonic Eraser and Knuckles Chowtix. So I know I already showed off the cartridge during the Sega Neptune unboxing, but I'm gonna show it off here anyways. Now, believe me though, I actually wish I did have a physical copy of Knuckles Chowtix, but it was actually difficult to really find one, and it was either that or prices for the game were honestly pretty expensive, so settled with actually having to use the Mega Everdrive this time around. For now anyways. Then after using the Sega Neptune, then I'm gonna shift over to Sega Sonic the Hedgehog using the MAME arcade emulator. And it's back onto the GameCube for the main 3 games on Sonic Gems collection, Sonic CD, Sonic the Fighters, and Sonic R. And then after that, we're going on to the Sega Saturn covering Sonic Gem. And of course, as you can see here, this is actually a Japanese version of Sonic Gem. Then it'll be the Dreamcast trilogy on the Sega Dreamcast, which consists of Sonic Adventure, and we have Sonic Shuffle, and Sonic Adventure 2. Now, I'll point something out here as well. Adventure 1 happens to be the Japanese version, while Sonic Shuffle and Adventure 2 happen to be North American versions. So, in this instance, I'll be using 2 different Dreamcast consoles. One specifically is going to be a North American version, and the other one is basically a region-free version. Following that, one of the rarest games I was able to collect here, Sonic Pocket Adventure. Now, before moving on to the next set of games, I thought I would take this time to actually mention the console I'll be using to play this one on. So, for anybody that might remember me saying this during the time I was doing the unboxing and testing video with the Sega Neptune back in 2024, I did say that I was planning on doing another unboxing with another console that I got around the time. Except the only reason why I didn't do it was because I was missing a few key accessories for this console. Recently, around the beginning of this year, the accessories in question finally got restocked. I was able to get them before they eventually sold out within the exact same week. So basically that means now I could actually do the unboxing, which I'm actually planning on doing as part of this video. Alright, so I'm just gonna show them off each one by one here. So, got the case, got the screen protector here. Then, now I'm not gonna show off the other 2 just yet, but I am gonna show the main console first, which we have right here, the Analog Pocket, which is apparently said to be a premium popular handheld console. When I heard about it firsthand, I actually grew interested in wanting to actually try and get one myself. I know it's because of how popular it was. You know, it was hard for me to actually really get one until I had to wait patiently just for the official site to actually restock the console itself. So it wasn't until around the time in October or November, somewhere around that time frame, in 2024, where once they finally restocked it, finally got it firsthand. Although they did actually restock the other 2 accessories that I was waiting for. Except I decided that I was going to wait until at least the following day later or following week later just to get them. But I should have never done that because they ended up getting sold out right afterwards, right? So I didn't get these other 2 major accessories until around literally just the beginning of June this month. Got Pocket Adapter Set, which consists of Neo Geo Pocket Color, Neo Geo Pocket Atari Lynx, TurboGrafx 16, and PC Engine. I'm pretty sure that's what PCE means, but you know, I could be wrong because I've never really played PC Engine before. And then we have the biggest one of them all here, the Analog Dock, which is basically essential to actually show off the screen on the Analog Pockets, pretty much right onto, you know, any recording software or capture card that you're using. This is what the Analog Dock actually looks like. Got the main thing itself unpackaged. It's weird seeing this in person because I'm so used to seeing other content creators actually like show it off. The adapter set here. This is what all of them look like. Just don't hope that none of them actually fall off, but yeah. Neo Geo Pocket, Neo Geo Pocket Color. I mean, all of them literally look the same, so I think they actually have a label on here that actually reads which console you're supposed to connect to a specific game. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna actually switch over the scenes and really try to capture the whole thing. Alright guys, so I've been at it for the past few hours. I was actually thinking that the Analog Pocket was actually gonna work, but it's looking like might have found an issue for why it wasn't actually working. So it turns out that because I actually, from the time that I got the Analog Pocket and haven't actually used it for more than 6 months, the battery itself apparently happens to go through like this deep sleep sort of thing, or this thing just honestly doesn't work. Definitely have to keep it charged. Either that or I gotta replace the battery, or somehow just open up the back of the handheld and pretty much just like take out the battery itself. I'm not really sure how the whole thing really works. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I can figure something out before like the time that pretty much gotta go about having to cover this thing during the marathon. But anyways, we pretty much just gotta move on anyways for now. So after going through Sonic Pocket Adventure, we pretty much just gotta go through the fourth and final round of GameCube, with the main 5 here being Sonic Heroes, Adventure DX, Shadow the Hedgehog, Adventure 2 Battle, and Riders. And then after that, be covering the Game Boy Advance games here. So we got Sonic Battle, Sonic Advance 3. It's got the 2-in-1 games here. That's Sonic Advance and Sonic Pinball Party. Got Sonic Advance 2, and of course Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis. Now, it's also another thing I want to keep in mind here is that I've actually been stuck. Originally, the idea was I was going to choose between the Analog Pocket or the Game Boy Player for GameCube, but seeing the current issue that I'm dealing with the Analog Pockets, I think currently right now I might actually just settle with the Game Boy Player for GameCube, which it won't be bad. I just figured that maybe it would be worth a try trying to run Game Boy Advance games on this Analog Pocket though. So following the Game Boy Advance games, we got ourselves the Xbox 360 set, consisting of Sonic Free Riders, Sega Superstars Tennis, Sonic 06, and Sonic Unleashed. And then afterwards, it'll be the PSP Duo, both Sonic Rivals 1 and 2. Which, by the way, I was finally able to get the old disc of Rivals 2 working after a bit of cleaning the disc itself. Almost thinking I was going to go out of my way and get a replacement for it. And then afterwards, we'll be moving on to the Wii games. So as you can see here, this is all of them right here. We got Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic and the Black Knight, Riders Zero Gravity, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Olympic Winter Games, Sonic Colors, and then London 2012 Olympic Games. And then after finishing the Wii games, we'll be moving on to the Nintendo DS collection here. See, this is pretty much all of them right here. We got Sonic Chronicles, Dark Brotherhood, Sonic Rush Adventure, Sonic Colors, Sonic Rush, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Sega Superstars Tennis, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. And then after that, we'll pretty much be moving on to the first set of PC games, which is pretty much going to consist of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Sonic 4 Episode 1, Sonic Generations, Sonic CD 2011, Sonic 4 Episode 2, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, and Sonic Lost World. And following that, be moving back onto the 3DS to cover now the 3DS exclusive games, the 2 games itself here. We got Sonic Generations and London 2012 Olympic Games. And then, the ones that actually have a cover, got Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, got Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal, and Sonic Lost World. The only thing worth noting with the 3DS games is the only reason why I didn't end up doing a practice run with any of them is because I was hoping to get one of the 3DS handhelds bottom screen repaired. Technically, it's still possible since it's obviously a lot of games to cover before getting to the 3DS games itself, but we'll see. And following the 3DS games will be the first set of mobile games, being the 2013 remakes of Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Except the problem is, both games got pulled from the App Store, so the alternative option for this is going to be run both of them through the decompilation versions, which already got set up and ready to go. And following that, we have ourselves the Wii U trilogy right here, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, Sochi 2014 Olympic Games, and Rio 2016 Olympic Games. Following the Wii U trilogy, we have ourselves the Nintendo Switch trilogy, or at least I like to call it the Nintendo Switch trilogy, since there's only 3 specific Sonic games that are exclusive to Nintendo Switch, but I got only 1 physical copy. Happens to be the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Then the other 2 in question happen to be Sega Ages Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Anyways, following the Switch games is back to the PC games, with the second and more recent collection consisting of Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, Team Sonic Racing, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Origins, Frontiers, Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Superstars, Sonic X Shadow Generations, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and the possibility of including Sonic Rumble, even though I will say it's 100% up to you guys if you think I should actually include Sonic Rumble. I am really questioning this one, even though technically there is a speedrunning leaderboard that exists for Sonic Rumble. I've just been really questioning if it's actually worth adding or not. Last but definitely not least, following that is the iOS exclusive games. I know you're not going to be able to see this, but this is what it looks like right here. Newly acquired iPad Air M4, which consists of Sonic Jump, Sonic Racing, and Sonic Dream Team. Keep in mind of one thing. There actually was 2 games in this entire list of Sonic games that ended up getting crossed off the list only because either they got removed from the App Store or they just no longer exist. Those 2 happen to be Sonic at the Olympic Games and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. From my understanding, Olympic Winter Games specifically was, I believe, like an iPhone exclusive thing. I've only seen at least a bit of gameplay on it, but that's just from my understanding. And then the thing with Sonic at the Olympic Games itself recently had been taken off of the App Store. I think it was the same thing with Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, the 2013 remakes of Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, which it's unfortunate though, because I was hoping I would have actually been able to play all 3 of those games on new iPad and everything, but pretty much gonna work with alternatives here. Try my best anyways. So besides the games, of course, the charity that I'll be supporting for this marathon is Children's Miracle Network. More specifically, Extra Life 2026, which happens to be the same charity that I was supporting from the first marathon. There are a lot of additions in terms of bonus donation games, ranging from all the Sonic Java games to Game Boy Advance version of Sonic Spinball, to the PS2 exclusive Sega Superstars, to even the Game.com version of Sonic Jam, which I know a lot of people are thinking, it's like, why would I even include the Game.com version of Sonic Jam? I know, but that's just a bonus donation game. I'm still kind of working on a game plan for any new potential bonus games if necessary, but so far it's looking solid with a total of 25 bonus games, plus a couple of speedrun challenges included in there as well. The only thing left from this would happen to be the logo for the marathon. Though I thought this is worth mentioning too, because related to the logo that I was originally thinking of using is in regards to the New Year's community post that I made in the beginning of this year. The picture that I had used in the specific community post, which was a Happy New Year 2026 picture, in the style of Sonic 2 box art. The thing about the picture was I had no idea that the person who made the picture had apparently used AI tools. Throughout the course of this first half of 2026, I started to really have a disdain or dislike towards AI as a whole. So I want to acknowledge some of the people that asked me in the comment section of the community post if the picture was AI, and I apologize for that. While at the same time, when I found out that it was actually made using AI tools, I just instantly pulled the plug on that community post and I deleted it as a whole. Honestly, anything AI, regardless of it being videos or images, I just don't like at all. On top of that too, I've personally never used AI and absolutely refuse to ever use it. So regarding the logo now, this is what I'm referring to. This logo was basically made off of a random AI logo maker site that I came across for random logo ideas. Looked convincing, but then came to a certain point this year where I'm like, yeah, pretty much just throw it away. I started convincing myself to make my own logo, so I'm currently in the midst of trying to create one, but it's either that or I reach out to a talented artist that's good enough with making creative logos. Now, before ending this video, as of posting this, I'm currently in the midst of going through a mock stream test, which is basically figuring out if the connections for streaming will work and not go through any sort of lag spike or lag in general. If my gaming PC does end up going through any issues, then I got my gaming laptop as a backup. Hopefully that won't be the case at all. Almost forgot to mention, this marathon is going to be multi-streams on both YouTube and Twitch. Something that I've never tried before was originally the idea that I wanted to do from the first marathon back in 2023. If you happen to multi-stream on Twitch and another said platform, then one of the guideline rules say that you gotta have the stream quality on Twitch to be better than the other platform or platforms that you're multi-streaming on. So again, everybody that happens to watch this, I would highly recommend if you happen to have Twitch to give your boy a follow on there. Some benefits on Twitch include better quality stream, decked out sub badges, new animated emotes, and 2 new emotes that I made myself. Keep this in mind as well. Day 1 will be a 24-hour stream, which is the first 24-hour stream that I've ever done. Never before, but who knows if I might honestly do it again at some point in the future. I've been mentally preparing myself for it, but for the most part I am hoping that it turns out well. Now, if I could, I'd like to share positive messages or words of encouragement that could be helpful to anybody that needs it. So, when I first started this whole 2.0 era, from the beginning of 2022, I really wanted to show how serious I was with my passion on content creation, music producing, and most importantly, speedrunning. With speedrunning, 2022 had essentially felt like I was speedrunning with a chip on my shoulder, or that I truly had believed that I had something to prove. As somebody that was once a small channel, and around the time frame of the early years, when I first started on YouTube, to up until the end of 2019, I didn't care about any of the rules on YouTube at that time. But at some point before entering 2022, when I had the vision to start the 2.0 era, I wanted to step up and be true to my passion and be true to my craft. I want to shine a light on telling people that, to simply put, if you have a purpose in your life, for whatever it is that you want to achieve or a dream that you really want to fulfill, never give up on that goal. There's going to be a point where you might endure obstacles in your path, whether it's a challenge that's too hard, or somebody you once knew went from helping you out to trying to get in your way, or so much as times where you felt like you had self-doubt and you're thinking of giving up. I'm here to tell you to believe in yourself and to never give up. With that being said, hope y'all have a good weekend, and I'm gonna see y'all on the 23rd.